Manipulation Tactics, episode 8. Am I being manipulated? I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. There's really no way to tell unless you're just with a manipulative person every day. And that's why I emphasize that these are really just social skills. And it's just once you like develop these tendencies and habits, you never know who's doing it. So if you implement these habits and like tactics that I've been talking about in all these other videos, it'll just make you less susceptible to be manipulated or taken advantage of. Because if you feel like somebody's manipulating you, you're probably dealing with a fucking like a BPD narcissist or some shit. And I say that out of my personal experience. And BPD narcissist type people, like, or people who have tendencies, you know what I'm saying? They're inconsistent. So it might feel like, is this person manipulating me? Because social skills, and when I say manipulation tactics, it's really just social skills, and part of it is the consistency of it, so that way you can't determine what's going on. And so that's why I emphasize doing these things to keep yourself safe as well, because you can never tell who's doing it, but if you do it, you'll prevent yourself from getting taken advantage of, and you'll kind of just know what to look out for. Because it's like things that people do like naturally. Like I said earlier, it's like, another example I had in the video was like, okay, maybe it's like your coworker, they're being overly nice, but they're actually just want a person who's gonna take their shifts. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then when you don't take their shift, they stop fucking with you. Like that's manipulation. But if you implement this shit that I'm saying, you can be aware of that and do it back, and then now you have leverage in the position or in the relationship. Versus if you're dealing with like a fucking narcissistic BPD person, and I'm not no fucking person who's like trained to diagnose people, right? But I have my own experiences with people like that. And at some point, if you're in denial or they're not diagnosed, if you're in denial that they could be this type of person, you're like, yo, this is fucked up, like what's going on? And so you're just dealing with some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying, that like doesn't make sense, and it feels like you're getting manipulated. Because, you know what I'm saying, if you're dealing with that shit, you know what I'm saying, it feels like you're getting manipulated or you're getting taken advantage of. But realistically, that's just their nature, and their nature is just inconsistent because of the traits of that shit that I'm not going to get into. You can go look it up, you know what I'm saying? But that's why it might feel like that. But that's why I emphasize that this is a social skill. It's social engineering. It's social like intelligence. It's social positioning, social dynamics. So that way people that are doing this shit, you're like less susceptible to falling victim to that. Like the example I gave of like the coworker, it's like if you do it back, you know what I'm saying, you gain trust, you show a upward level of kindness, like a overt level of kindness, like fucking, then they'll be less susceptible to do it to you because you're doing it back, and they now don't have leverage on you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, everybody wants to be heard, everybody wants to be seen. So if you just give them that, they're just more susceptible to be kind to you. And then at some point, if they're manipulating you and their social skills are not actually up to par and shit, like I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to call myself a pro or no shit, right? But I know what the fuck I'm doing when I'm doing these type of things. So it's like, it'll never get to a point, or it hasn't ever gotten to a point, I'll never say never, right? But it hasn't ever gotten to a point where the person feels like they like gotcha to me, because I just know how to swivel through shit, you know what I'm saying? And I can take it from anywhere to anything, just because I'm constantly just putting these methods and tactics and other ones that I just have, you know what I'm saying, like, so I can just be in a better position at the end of the day. But like, let's say somebody's doing it and they ultimately break character because that's not who they are for real, or they're pretending too hard, then you could say, yeah, they're manipulating you, but like they just couldn't keep up with it. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, like if you don't let them take advantage of you and it starts to upset them and whatnot, then they really like they really don't have the social skills to maintain something. It's kind of like if you have social skills like that and you can manipulate shit like that, you should be able to like deliver harsh messages and keep peace. Because you should know, eventually, like, another skill is like wording shit like in a good way to where like nobody's offended, but also like setting your boundaries and shit. Like, there's so much to this shit that like that goes into this shit of manipulating social settings and social relationships, and like, you know what I'm saying, like you doing this just in case this happens like in a couple later in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit gets deep, bro, and it's only shit that you learn through experience or just observation of people's patterns and like just dealing with the lots of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's what my thing is I've probably like, I've moved a lot and shit, so I've probably dealt with like damn near every single archetype of person over 1,000 times, just because I've moved so much. I've been in all these different scenarios and shit, versus most people, they've probably dealt with like every archetype like twice. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because they live in the same area, they're in the same, they only have one crowd they go into, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just moved all over. I live in the city, I live in the suburbs. I used to do fucking bad kid shit, and then I was with the preps, and then I was with the fucking theater people, and then I was with the fucking, you know what I'm saying, the people under the stairs, and then I was with the people this, and then I was doing this, and I was doing this. So I've just interacted with a lot of people, so my social skills and my social awareness, and like, I've seen people's reactions and what this might lead to and what this means, so I can kind of predict shit and just like socially position myself and use my database of knowledge to have a higher position in most times, pretty much, right? So it's like, if, in my instance, when I'm like manipulating shit or using my social skills, the other person won't ever be able to tell, because that's part of the social skill, is maintaining peace, like still maintaining utility through like, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately, if the person feels the type of way, they'll just stop fucking with you entirely. And at that point, it's weird on them because you didn't ever do anything directly. So, if, you know what I'm saying, they're not gonna catch you red-handed if you just practice this shit and put yourself in positions of socializing so you can just build your database, right? But if you feel like you're being manipulated, you're honestly probably dealing with somebody that's their nature, because of tendencies like narcissistic or BPD tendencies, and that's just their behavior to just, you know what I'm saying, just kind of do fucked up shit, honestly. And I have like family members and shit, I've been in relationships with people like that shit who were diagnosed it or eventually got diagnosed it. So it's like, oh, okay, like that's why I felt like I was getting manipulated, because that's just this person's fucking nature and their brain to do shit to make themselves feel better, to fucking, you know what I'm saying? If you've dealt with fucking narcissistic or BPD people, you know what the fuck I'm saying, pretty much. But if somebody's like using their social skills to manipulate shit, there's no way for you to be able to tell, bro. Like, unfortunately, unless you're just with them every day, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's people I don't like that I still interact with, like not in a setting to where like we meet up, but maybe it's like a fucking proximity thing. Like, I might know this person that knows this person, but I'm not gonna see them and be like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Because I told you in the last video, part 7, I was like, there's no need for confrontation unless you completely disagree or you're ready to, feel me, put these bitches up. So it's like, I'm not gonna do that. And if you wanna do that, we can do that. Feel me? Like, bro, it's like, but if I see you and I even know you dislike me and I dislike you, I'm gonna act like not shit's going on. Like, I'm not gonna react, because I'm gonna let you reveal yourself. Because if I know you dislike me and I know that, it's not gonna automatically make me dislike you. It's gonna make me use my social skills to see if you're really, you know what I'm saying, see where you're at, see how I'm gonna let this shit play out. Like I said in part 1, just, feel me, or part 2, like, I'm gonna just let this shit play out, because whatever you're willing to do, I'm ready for it, because I'm confident in my social skills, my physical skills, whatever the fuck, right? So it's just using my social skills. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, bro. I kind of went on a tangent, but pretty much, if you think you're being manipulated, you're probably dealing with somebody who that's their behavior, and they're probably dealing with some shit in their goddamn brain, for real. And you should probably just distance yourself from that person. Cause like I'm not gonna lie, like I don't have like some narcissistic parents, like goddamn BPD, like romantic shit diagnosed. So it's like, you feel me? I felt like I was getting manipulated, but it's like, oh, like I just didn't know you had that shit, and that makes sense. Why you wasn't making sense? You know what I'm saying? It's like almost like they can't even if they try, they actually need to like seek assistance to fucking deal with that shit so they don't. You know what I'm saying? Then you go talk about it, and more often than not, people that are dealing with that shit, they don't. You know what I'm saying? They'll just get diagnosed and then not talk about it, or like not try to make it better. In my experience, I'm not saying that's not possible at all, because I'm sure there is people that like want to make their situation better and whatnot. But in my experience, whenever I felt like I was getting manipulated, it was people who were dealing with shit like that, and I was just unaware of the fact, or I was in denial of the fact because of the care that I had. So I'm like, yo, why is this person like manipulating me? Like, this is fucked up. But that's just what they do, because, you know what I'm saying, that's traits of those two things that I said. And again, I'm not no fucking diagnosis person. These people got diagnosed. So it's like after the fact, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, if you get manipulated or you feel like you're scared of getting manipulated, just watch the shit that I've been saying, and it'll prevent you from being in a position of getting taken advantage of or manipulated. Because like I said, everything, like good relationships are about equal reciprocation. And even in a situation where like I'm manipulating some shit, if that person's doing the same shit back, I'm gonna be less susceptible to do it.